I won the lottery. The lottery was a marble with a number on it, and if that number coincided with your birth date, you were then required to register for national service.
I had a good job. I was very happy. We had the rock and roll band underway, and we were playing a couple of gigs a week at least, and I came home, I think it was a Thursday afternoon. Mum said, the letter from the government here. So, righto. So I opened the letter. I remember standing next to the fridge and I've gone, oh shit. She said, well obviously that's bad news. So I said, yeah, I've got to go in the army. She said, oh, I wonder what your father will say. So when Dad came home, I said, I've been called up, Dad. He said, oh well, he said, I hope you don't go to Vietnam. But he said, my advice in the army, he said, do what you're told and never volunteer for anything. All got our regimental numbers and put on the bus and driven up the Puckapunyal. We got off the bus, started talking. All of a sudden one of the corporals said, shut up, you're in the army now, you'll stand here and be quiet. You know? So that was a bit of a culture shock for everybody.
Mum and Dad and Denny saw the passing out parade at Puckapunyal. It was a long march from cadets.
You know, Australia basically was at war, and I felt, I suppose, patriotic, and I felt, you know, a bloke's 19 or 20 years old, and for my way of thinking, it would be an adventure. And my father had served with the 39th Battalion at Kokoda, so if I get called up, I'd be happy to be called up. If I wasn't called up, I more than likely would have joined up.
And most conscripts felt exactly the same. Okay, if your number's called, just go and do the job, and do the job to the best of your ability. It's a 2-year period, just go and do it.
This clipping from the paper shows us young and strong and clean. And there's me in me slouch hat with me SLR and greens. God help me. I was only 19.
At that stage I was 1 year out of school, so it was all a big adventure. And when we were at Duntroon, we heard that Australian troops were going into Vietnam, and our senior class was overjoyed. They were looking for the opportunity to go in there and practice their skills, basically.
Would you like a haircut, son? And they were real smarties, you know. Would you like a trim? And then they just shaved it all off. They were standing knee deep in hair, actually, these guys. Puckapunyal was red hot, of course. Everyone had a big burn on the side of their face where the strap from the slouch hat went, called the pucker stripe. So it didn't matter where you went in civilian clothes, they knew you were in the army because you had this big white mark down the side of your face from where the chin strap was on the slouch hat. They picked all the tall guys, and I don't know why, and they just said, we need you and you for a machine gun course. So I wasn't a real good shot anyway, so the machine gun was good because they just blaze away, and you had to carry the ammo, and ammo is not light ammunition, especially the 7.62. It gets pretty heavy. We could only manage to carry 250 rounds each, and that was about it. My finger used to stick on the trigger. You're only supposed to fire short bursts, but a short burst to me was 20 rounds, which is too much because you just run out of ammo too quick.
They taught us how to fire rifles and use mortars and how to patrol and all of that, but not once did they tell us how to cook a meal.
Look, I was 22 at the time. War's a very uncaring, very unfeeling sort of environment, because if you feel any remorse or if you feel any deep empathy or sympathy for the enemy you've just killed, then you're not going to survive a war yourself. You go mad very quickly. So I simply looked at the enemy as some form of object who would have killed me just as quickly as we kill them.
God help me. I was only 19.